Hello everyone, we're going to see about getting this Craftsman DYS4500 up and running. It's been sitting for, as you can see, I think a year or so, a little over a year since we last ran it. We have a Craftsman Kohler Courage under here, 26 horse. She does seem to be loose yet. So I think the last time we had it running, it had like a oil leak going on. Well, if that was the last time we had it running, we didn't even have the shop built yet because I moved it so we could cut one of these trees down, and it got pulled out here, and I think it just sat. Yeah, so that's been over a year this thing's been sitting. Anyway, battery's dead, I do believe. Yeah, we don't even have an hour meter. I think it had around 800 hours on it or so. So we'll get a jump pack or a battery. See if we got any gas in the tank. Hopefully not. Ooh, something had its way with this gas tank lid. Oh man. Oh, you know what? A branch fell, and I kind of feel like part of it was laying on here. Maybe it hurt maybe it scratched that up. Well, it looks like we don't have anything down in there. We'll get some gas and a battery and see what happens, I guess. Well, I guess we're just going to steal the battery out of the Ram. She's pretty charged up and ready to go. Well, we got the battery, we got some gas. Let's go ahead and throw some gas in real quick. See if I can do this all one-handed. Or we'll just make a giant mess. Fill her up. Alright, that should be enough. A company called Autogen sent me these a while back. They're 1 gauge and about 25 foot long. Really good jumper cables. I recommend them, and I will leave a link below if you're interested. I don't get anything from that. They just sent me them to try out. What do we got? Positive, negative, and the positive and the negative. Well, before we start, because there's going to be no fuel in here. Oh, that wasn't doing anything, was it? Have I been into this before? Possibly. I think we did try to start it on a jump pack video. Yeah, that's when it was sitting over that way. We're going to throw a little bit of fuel down here real quick. And we're going to go ahead and make a big mess of things. Oh yeah, just like that. Well, now that we have some power, let's see how many hours are on this unit. 2,202.2. I don't believe that is correct. I will put the number here that I think it should be based on the last video we did on this. The key must have been left on and killed the battery. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. I guess I'll sit on the dirty seat. Anything for the video, correct? Oh, well, or we could have just left the parking brake down. Okay, that will work. Is our throttle loose? Yes. Does our choke work? Sounds like it. Little choke and... Sounded like it was trying to pick up fuel there at the end. We'll put a little more gas in it and see what happens. Nevertheless, she runs. And my camera is being super bouncy. I don't know why. Sometimes the GoPro likes to do that. And something to do with the image stabilization. Look, we have drunk mode. Oh, and we're smooth again. I don't know how people do this all the time. They're always holding their camera and they're able to do so much with their other hand. I just don't get it. More choke and contact. Might have to check the fuel pump and see if we're actually getting fuel up to the front. It's trying. Now it's not. Well, the nice thing about these mowers is you can pop the hood fairly easy. You just kink it forward to a certain spot and you can lift up. See how these tabs are? You just kink it forward and then lift up and it'll come out of the slots. Now what we want to do is pop this fuel line off and we'll see if it's shooting anything out. If not, I do actually have another fuel pump. Ooh, look at how dirty the vent is. Maybe that was just gummed up and it wasn't letting it go. Let's try this again now that we know that's somewhat cleaned off. Should have took that hood off in the first place, huh? Let's see if that fixed our problem. It looks like it's starting to get something. Interesting. We'll give it a little less throttle. Choke off, maybe? Just a splash more gas. We have all sorts of fire. Well, that's not supposed to very interesting. I think we're on fire. Uh-oh. I think we're actually on fire here. Something is. We have some burning going on. I better pop this top off. I think a critter may have built a nest up in there. The smoking has stopped though. That's not what I was aiming for, but okay. We do seem to be somewhat getting fuel out of here, though. Well, let's see if this fuel pump's any good. I got the smallest pair of pliers I could find. You know. and we are dry. I would have expected to see something out of there. So fuel pump could be the culprit. However, that carburetor that's been sitting with gas in it for who knows how many years could also be a problem. Well, I guess we'll find out pretty quick, huh? And that's a negative. We have a bad fuel pump. Thankfully, I do have a new one of these in stock. So we'll just take that off. And the fuel line. I said, and the fuel line. Oh yeah. Ooh, that smells like old gas. So yeah, nothing's come out of there in a while. And then we have a little vacuum line here and 2 bolts. I'll go get the fuel pump. Well, I found it. We have a brand new fuel pump here. Even have a filter. I don't know if we're going to swap that out just yet, but we'll definitely try the pump out. It's got some nice little grommets on the end covers, so we'll keep those around. So what you're going to need is a number 10 and a ratchet, and we'll go ahead and take these 2 bolts, this one and this one, off. Then we just have our vent tube, and hopefully it will, yep, just slip off there like that. Boots, covers, what do you want to call these things? Whatever they are, they do a very good job at keeping stuff out. Oh no! Well, that defeated the purpose. We'll fill it straight with dirt. First thing it sees after sitting, I don't know how many years I've had this. It's been at least 4. Because I was still living at my other place when I ordered this. And I don't believe I ordered it for this mower specifically. I think I just ordered it to have it on hand. And speaking of hands, I'm going to require both to hook this back up. Just use your imagination. Normally I have a tripod on hand, but I'm just trying things a little different today for this video. And I don't know how well it's going to work out for me. There's one. Let's see if this pump works. I imagine it's going to have to crank for a few seconds. Oh, it's back to doing the drunk thing again. I don't know why. Maybe it's the way I hold it before I start filming. I don't know. Well, we have nothing at all. Maybe this filter's clogged. We'll take it off. Well, I mean, I can blow through it, but not very well. Well, new filter it is. We have a flow arrow, so we want it going from the tank to the front. It could be I don't have enough gas in there either. Everything's pretty teetered that way, so maybe I just don't. I thought that would be enough though. Okay, new fuel filter installed. Let's see what we get. Nothing. Let's put some more gas in it. Maybe that was the problem the whole time. Then we'll have to check that fuel pump out and see if that was the problem. You know, I didn't really think about how much of an incline this is really sitting on. So yeah, it's possible that all that fuel is just off in one corner and it can't pick it up. Well, that's on me. See what we get now. Still nothing. Let me try blowing back through the line. Maybe something's clogged up in the tank. Well, I'm going to blow here. You tell me if you hear anything. Definitely making bubbles back there. Let's try it again. Well, I don't really want to suck in gas. I'm going to blow in the tank and we'll see if it pushes anything out. Uh-oh. Well, we're getting fuel, but not at all where we want it to. Our hose is broke right there, and I have nothing I can do about that. Oh no, we're going to lose all that gas. That's not good. Is there anything I can do? I can't even reach where that is. We did have a fuel flow issue. I think it blew the line out. Oh dear. And now it's got to over center. Oh no. What do I do? What do I do? Transfer pump? We gotta hurry though. It would be a mile away from the shop. I did pick up a new transfer pump, but I don't think it comes with any batteries. Thanks, Harbor Freight. There it is. Yeah, battery operated, batteries sold separately. Well, that does us no good. We're gonna lose all that gas I put in there. That's disappointing. Oh well, at least the deer's looking good. There will be a video coming soon on this. I don't know what we're going to do with that Craftsman at the minute though. The only way to get underneath there is Well, we better unhook the battery and get the sparks away from, you know, the freshly contaminated ground. Is it still pouring out? Not really. Even by the time we walked all the way over there, we weren't going to save much. There's probably still some fuel on this corner of it, but dang, that stinks. Well, that's the way she goes sometimes. I guess we're going to put this on hold. We know the motor runs good, although we need to take the cover off and see about the mouse nest in there. And we need to pop this cover off and see about getting to that fuel line. So if you want an in-depth video on doing that... Oh no! Could I have just cut the... Oh no! I could have just pulled it and stopped it here. Well, I didn't even think about popping the seat up. Okay, well, maybe game on. Let's, is it still leaking? No, we are done leaking, but there's probably not much left in this tank now. That sounds pretty empty to me. Okay, we'll take that off and see about getting some new fuel line. I did not think about that being exposed underneath the seat. Alright, we just got that off. We can get this fuel line off. Not too much of an issue. I do have a set of pliers for these, but they're back in the shop. might be ahead to just go get it anyway. I gotta go see about getting a fuel line too, if I got any of that. Or it's possible that hose is collapsed. I should have just cut that off there. Should have known better than to trust old plastics to hold up. Well, now I need a new nipple. So that requires replacing this entire thing, I'm sure. Oh, this did not go at all how I had planned. But here's our problem. Our big fuel leak down there. Oh no. Thankfully, it's not a super expensive part. It probably doesn't hurt to replace it anyway. We're going to pull that out of there and see if I got something else I can shove in there and make it work. Because there might be something around here that I can do it with. There she comes. Well, that seal wasn't very good to start with now, was it? We still have fuel down in there. Yeah, that rubber's getting a little old and dry rotted. So we'll just replace this while we're in there too. It's going to get a new fuel line, new fuel filter, new nipple at the tank. Yeah. It had a newer deck belt put on it and drive belt. I do believe I've swapped both out on this mower. It was a good machine. I was using it up until I started doing larger yards, and then I ended up getting my bad boy zero turn, and then this one just sat, and well, sadly, you see where it's at today. Actually, no, I sent it out, my parents used it for a while, and then it had a no start issue, and it just kind of sat. The battery went dead, and you know, the story of many mowers. Well, I have an idea. I found this going through the garage. If I break this end off, like that, I should be able to slip this grommet off, just like that. Now, hopefully, this will fit into there. No, it's way too far off in many dimensions. Well, it was worth a shot. Okay, we're just gonna have to order the right part. Well, nothing's really gone the way I wanted it to today, but I found some fuel line. Well, it's not really fuel line. This came with that Autogen plasma cutter for running air line. Not really fuel rated, but it will do for our purposes today. We're just gonna stuff that down in the tank, and we're gonna cut where that line is, put the fuel filter from there in line, and we're going to make sure this thing wants to run decent before we go any further into putting a full fuel system on it. I guess it's going to take a Craftsman to fix a Craftsman. This is a nice tubing cutter, and we're just going to try and get down in there, cut this line. Of course, it's leaking way down where I can't hardly get anything to it right there, so that's going to be fun. Wish me luck. Maybe I can feed it down and put it out the side, get to it from here a little easier. Yeah, but that would definitely cause us not to get fuel up to the front, so that pump is probably good. It just had a hole and it was trying to make pressure and it couldn't pull anything out, or it was losing fluid back here. So we'll snip this with this handy tool. Look how easy this goes. Of course it's going to be difficult, but this thing works just a treat if you're working on these if you gotta cut fuel lines. I highly recommend them. Look at that. I will see if I can find a link to one of these and leave it below, because it just does a really nice job. Now we have that submerged in gas. I just did it over here so we can see that it's done. And let's see if we get anything now. Helps if you hook the battery up, huh? Well, here goes nothing. Oh no, I messed up again. It's like that scene in Back to the Future. It just won't reach. Let's give me a little slack, huh? No? There it goes. Let's make sure we're still dipped in gas. I think so. Now let's see if we get anything. We're starting to get some up in here. All right, let's hook this back up, and we should have a runner here soon. Okay, we'll give her some throttle, give her some choke, see what we get. Well, we have nothing yet. Well, I think we're just going to give her a little taste of gas. Again, for like the millionth time. Okay, just a little bit. Get a new fuel cap, fuel line. Then I'm going to take that pump off and save it. We're going to have to get a new grommet for back on the tank, fuel line, and I think I'm going to take that fuel pump off because the other one's probably fine. We're going to leave the fuel filter on it since it's already there. And yeah, I think we're going to call this one a win. In the next video, if you want to see it, we can see about getting the air in the tires and getting this thing brought back around. But at least we know we have a good runner. As soon as I say it, it starts making a weird sound. sure what that squeaking is. We might have to look into that too. But she seems to... Maybe I need to adjust the valve. I mean, it does have like 800 hours on it, so probably have to pop a valve cover off and take a look at that. But hey, she runs. She needs some fuel parts, tires, and an oil change for sure. Maybe the oil's just super thin. It's making weird noises because of that, because like I say, it hasn't been messed with in a while. So we'll go from there. Leave a like, hit subscribe. I will see you in the next one, and let me know what we should do with this thing. I kind of want to bring it back around and have it as another mower, you know, up and going. I've got my bad boy for a good one. I've got that Cub Cadet over there. We'll be doing a video on that shortly, although it never really needs much. You put gas and a battery on it and she just fires up and goes. That thing is a strong running machine. That's a 3000 series Cub Cadet. There's some videos on the channel. We'll do another one coming up. But yeah, let me know what you think. See you in the next one. And for anyone worried about, oh no, there's gas here, well, I've got some news for you. This area here, under that branch, Grandpa used to have a hoist set up there for pulling lawnmower engines and stuff off of that tree. So it's not the first time this area has had gas spilled in it. You know, I used to keep this thing clean waxed and ready to go. I think she'll come back pretty good. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be getting this thing up and running, and yeah, mowing the yard with it. I know people have been waiting for an update on the bad boy, and we'll be getting there. Really nothing negative to say about it. 58.3 hours is what we got on the clock, so look for that video soon.